When Israel strikes, it's national security. When Palestine strikes back, it's terrorism. Just like over 200 years ago, when Native Americans resisted their homeland being stolen, it was called Indian attack. Or like over 100 years ago, when Indian soldiers in the British Army revolted against the Empire in the defense of their homeland, it was called Sepoy Mutiny. The narrative never changes. When the colonizer terrorizes the world, it's given glorious sounding names like exploration and conquest. But if the oppressed so much as utters a word in resistance, it is branded as attack, mutiny, and terrorism, so that the real terrorists can keep on colonizing as the self-appointed ruler of land, life, and morality, without ever being held accountable for violating the rights of what they deem second-rate life forms, such as the Arabs, Indians, Latinos, and so on. After all this, some apes will still only be interested in one stupid question: do I support Hamas? To which I say this: until you have spent a lifetime under an oppressive regime, you are not qualified to ask that question. An ape can ask anything its puny brain fancies, but it's up to the human to decide whether the ape is worthy of a response. What do you think, by the way? Colonizers can just keep coming as they please to wipe their filthy feet on us like doormat, and we should do nothing. Just stay quiet. For creatures who call themselves civilized, you guys have a weird sense of morality. The point is this: Russia stops fighting, war ends. Ukraine stops fighting, Ukraine ends. Israel ends invasion, war ends. Palestine ends resistance, Palestine ends. I don't want to wage a war. All I want is to raise a family. I don't want your empty pity. All I seek is a little humanity. To call genocide a self-defense, maybe textbook diplomacy, killing innocents to keep control, is an act of terrorist hypocrisy. Brokers may bring ceasefire, but they can never give us liberty. All they do is arrange assemblies while we suffer through the century. So I say to you, O people in luxury, look at us, and you will know your fallacy. If you cared about the thousands of children suffering today in Gaza, as much as you care about the birth of one Middle Eastern child 2,000 years ago, perhaps then you could have understood the true meaning of Christmas. As of now, Christmas is just a festival of hypocrisy, and that too in the name of a man who gave his life to lift up the fallen. If you cannot be Christ-like in your deeds, what's the point of all these festivities, which are supposed to be rooted in goodwill towards all, not mindless self-obsession? Today I salute you, for today you are king, ruler of the entire earth, one without a living being. My congratulations, Your Majesty, on your glorious accomplishment. Fate worse than a defeated king is a king without subjects. I got buried in the wreck. So did my friends and family, but still I salute you, my king, on your unparalleled victory. I salute you from my grave, but today you are king, ruler of 1,000,000 lands, yet still ruler of nothing. All through time, the conquerors have been writing history, but no more. The conquerors are no longer the supreme emperor of the narrative, even if all spineless governments take their side. Because guess what? Society is no longer a property of the state. You ask us to vaccinate, we shall vaccinate. You ask us to follow traffic rules, we shall follow traffic rules. You ask us to file our taxes, we shall file our taxes. Because that's the civilized thing to do. But if you ask us to support your rich moron of a friend in his exploits of conquest and domination, you shall not have a government to begin with. Remember that. Al Shams to Alpha Centauri. All occupied lands will be free. till there is a smile on every face, all happiness is blasphemy. Happiness is not an imperial merge. Freedom is no colonizer's heirloom. Joy is no bigot's ancestral bequest. Earth is not a Zionist hand-me-down. Divide and rule is the law of animals. Unite and integrate is the law of humanity. One human life is worth more than all the gas reserves underneath. Gaza is not a place. Gaza is a wake-up call to the peace-crying humanity. Awake, arise, O citizens of earth, till all of us are free. None of us are free.